State fans, right? And I know that there's been, why didn't we get this help when so-and-so was ineligible? Why didn't the baseball team where was all this support when Chandler Zavala? I've heard the arguments. I've seen NC State fans. Social media is a fiery place. They're fiery mad that Tez Walker became eligible and that the governor and the state attorney general wrote letters to advocate for his eligibility.
Yeah, full Aaron Paul. He can't keep getting away with this.
You might say they are red with fiery anger.
Oh, red.
See what I did there?
Okay.
Don't be mad. Be happy. I feel like a singing fish right now. Don't worry. Be happy now. Ooh, no.
I'm very curious to see where you're going with this.
Do you not know the singing fish?
I know the song. I just want to be happy.
Be happy. Be glad it happened. Take notes and remember it. Okay? They've packed themselves into a corner for the next time. The Attorney General, okay? Josh Stein, we had him on the show yesterday. You can find that on our podcast. You can find the full conversation. I thought it was a very interesting one. You can check it out on our YouTube page also, 99.9 The Fan. Adam Gold had a conversation, played some clips on the show earlier today. Josh Stein's letter to the NCAA that was advocating for Tez Walker's eligibility included this sentence, okay? I'm going to read it for you word for word. I understand from public reporting that the NCAA just granted University of Minnesota football player Craig McDonald an exception to the two-transfer rule under similar circumstances. End of sentence. Tez Walker can be your Craig McDonald. Take that exact sentence and send it to your attorney general the next time you have a player you want him to write a letter to the NCAA about. Say, I understand from public reporting that you wrote a letter to the NCAA involving Tez Walker under similar circumstances. So do it for XYZ. Use this situation to pressure them into helping you next time. You may think this shows that they don't want to help you as much as they wanted to help UNC. That's what I keep hearing. Oh, it's your alma mater this. Oh, Roy Cooper that. You may think it shows that, but fine. Now they've shown how far they're willing to go. Just remember it. Don't forget it. It's now super obvious if they don't. If there's a two-time transfer that wants to transfer to North Carolina State or Duke or Wake or ECU or on and on and on, NC Central, NCAA, and the NCAA steps in and everybody ignores it, that becomes an issue because they've done this.
North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein also joined the Sports Shop this morning, which is on our sister station on Buzz Sports Radio. And Earl Reese said, I have to ask this question. What do you do when other schools approach you, such as NC State, East Carolina, App State, Duke? Oh, a similar situation. And Josh Stein said, if we feel that the information presented to us is incorrect factually, we'll do the same thing. He even gave out the email address, the toll-free hotline. I didn't write it down. But he said that
we know where to find it.
Yeah, you can just go find it on Google. But yeah, he made it clear that other fan bases that feel like they have a player that's been in a wrongful situation, he extended out the invitation to you too.
And he said, made similar sentiments on this show yesterday, and that's the part you need to be happy about. That right there is the part that you need to be happy about. They've now proven that they will do this. Right? Up until now, if there's something they didn't get involved in, then you just say like, oh, they don't get involved in this. They don't get involved in sports. They don't get involved in the NCAA. That's not a defense anymore. And if you did it for them, meaning North Carolina, you better do it for us, meaning whoever your fan base is, whoever your fandom is designed to benefit, right? It's like I said, it's the Craig McDonald of it. Craig McDonald is a player for the University of Minnesota that under very similar situations, very similar circumstances, was granted eligibility by the NCAA. So that's who they pointed to when they advocated for Tez Walker's. They said, under very similar situations, you were much nicer to him than you were to us. So now, under very similar situations, you wrote all these letters for Tez Walker, and you haven't done it for blah, blah, blah. And that's how you get things done. It's all about setting precedent, and the precedent is set now. So you can be mad and go into every player that's ever been deemed ineligible in the past that you felt was wronged. And I'm not saying that their plights or their wants or their needs were any less important, but I'm saying it's in the past. And you could just make sure you do everything you can and make sure they do everything they can for anybody this happens to in the future.
Now, just to play devil's advocate here, just because I have to make up for bumping in with Crimea River.
Let's do it.
Do you feel like now Carolina has a certain expectations they have to meet for the remainder of this football season because they fought so hard to get Walker back? For example, Josh Goodson, and many State fans know Josh on X, at Josh W. Goodson. He's a funny follow if you're a State fan, said 15 or 0 or this will be the biggest disappointment in modern athletics. Do you think there's some truth to that?
No. I actually think North Carolina bailed out the NCAA by being 4-0 up till this point, right? Because if they had lost 2 games before Tez got there and then ran the table with Tez, it was like, sorry, we can't let a two-win team or a 2-loss team into the college football playoff. They'd be going, no, the NCAA is the only reason we like. From this point forward, it's now we get to see how good Carolina actually is, right? Now there's no excuse. How about that for a benefit for NC State fans? If North Carolina lost, right, 3 games from this point forward and Tez was ineligible, I have a pretty good idea why they say they lost those games.
Agreed.
Because Tez Walker wasn't there. Now, I mean, Carolina's going to play State at the end of the year, right? It's going to happen. And if State beats Carolina, did you really want them going, it's because Tez wasn't there? Or did you want them going, oh, yeah, we had Tez and we still couldn't? Right? I am all for rivalries. I love them. The sometimes inexplainable hate or like outlandish hate. I love it, right? It's great. Rivalries are awesome. But you want them good. I promise you want them good. Do you know what's – actually, I'll put it this way, right? If there's a State fan out there saying 15-0 or this is a big bust, you know what would be even sweeter if you're a State fan? If they're undefeated going into that final game and you ruin their undefeated season.
Because I did say yesterday, this Tez Walker being here now makes the difference between a 9-3, 10-2 finish to North Carolina hitting their ceiling of 11-1. Who could that one loss be?
I mean, it could be the difference. It could not. Like Tez Walker, 11 touchdowns receiving, 12 touchdowns overall at Kent State, 950 some odd yards. Like, he is a very good player. He's one of the best wide receivers in the transfer portal. I don't want to make him out to be Jerry Rice in 87. Right? I don't want to make him out to be Justin Jefferson right now or Randy Moss in 2007. I don't think now that he's here, it's a lock. North Carolina is the best team on the I don't want to do that. I don't want to put all that word salad together. But I do want to say this was a young man that deserved to be allowed to play college football this year, and he deserved to be allowed to play this year over next year because Carolina has a lot more going for it this year. Now, that's not to say there haven't been other players, other athletes, other college football players that have been wronged in the past by the NCAA. Matter of fact, the NCAA has a long list of people they have wronged, and my multiple different outlets that I've had over the years, I've called them out on it. I hope this is a situation that can set a precedent that will make it so in the future, less student athletes are wronged by the NCAA's eligibility decisions. And if you're mad that the governor and the state attorney general did something for their guy and didn't do anything for your guy, I'm saying, well, now they've set the precedent at doing something. So next time your guy needs something done, they're going to be pot committed to doing it. They're going to be locked in to helping because they're now the governor and the attorney general that roots around in NCAA issues when they see something unfair or unfit. That's what you celebrate. Now, do you have to close your nose because it stinks a little bit to be like, yay, North Carolina got their number 1 wide receiver back? Sure. I'm not sure you have to say it out loud. You don't have to tweet it. You don't have to tell your best friends, but think it and write it down. Mark it down, right? Go to our YouTube page right now, 99.9 The Fan. Find my interview with Josh Stein. Like it, favorite it, save the link.
Call that hotline.
Right? So that way, 2, 3, 4 years from now, when Duke or Wake Forest or heck, ECU is having their dream season and they have a number 1 possible pick at quarterback, right? And they have all of this put together and they're just missing one piece. And for some reason, the NCAA says that piece isn't eligible. You'll go, wait, I have that link saved. Where's that YouTube? I need to go find it's on 99.9 The Fan. It was The Drive. I need to go find it. Who was it? It was Josh Stein. Okay, we need to contact Josh Stein. We need to contact the state attorney general. We need to all hands on deck. Let's make it happen. Where's our coach? We need him to get mad like Mac Brown. Has he put out a statement saying shame on the NCAA yet? Start crafting. Start putting something down on paper, Coach.
Start getting that draft ready. Never know when you might need it.
It's a good thing for college sports that Tez Walker is eligible. It's a good thing for college sports that Craig McDonald at Minnesota is eligible. It's a better thing that Craig McDonald at Minnesota and Tez Walker at North Carolina being eligible makes it more difficult for the NCAA to rule deserving players ineligible in the future. So, as hard as it is, right, to root for that other color jersey, as hard as it is to root for that team across town, you're not rooting for them. You're just looking for how it can benefit you. That's what you're doing. Don't act like you're being, you don't even have to pretend like you're being the bigger person. You don't have to pretend like I'm such a big person. I'm happy for them. No, say I'm happy for me. I'm happy for us. I'm happy for my side of this equation. We benefit from it too. Right? An enemy of my enemy is my friend. And guess who is everybody's enemy when it comes to eligibility?
The NCAA.
You're darn right. If you need to put your decoder rings together to join forces, then put your decoder rings together to join forces against the NCAA. That's what I'm saying. And it's quite simple what I'm saying.